Crafty Journaler, welcome to the Crafty Journaler. My name is Sarah and I am the Crafty Journaler, and this is my channel where I do a lot of crafting for junk journals. I mainly focus on how to make stuff for your journals, whether it's how to make a journal from scratch or how to make ephemera for your journal so that you could stuff in your journals, clusters, and so on and so forth. So if that's something that you're interested in, go ahead and subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, and let a friend know that we're here. That way we could grow this channel together. I am on a mission to try to get 100 followers. Hopefully, I know it's kind of far-fetched, but hopefully by the end of the month. But if not, I will continue on that search to have 100 followers. I'm excited to be here with you, and I am excited that you clicked into my channel. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And today we're going to be doing our part 6 of our Let's Make a Journal Together. And we are basing our creation off of this is like our inspiration one. And on this one, I did do some rubber stamping, which is what we're going to be doing today. But I didn't do a lot of stenciling. In fact, I don't think I did any stenciling. I did kind of distress certain things, but I know I did do some stamps. So on this one, we are going to be doing some stenciling, and we're also going to be doing some stamps. And again, our goal is neutral tones because our goal is to have a neutral based journal. And the way I actually do this, I usually just go through the journal and pick out spots where I want to kind of add color or add some form of interest, and then I just go ahead and do something there. For example, this page I feel needs a little color, or not necessarily a little color, but I feel like it needs a little something. So I will use my little handy dandy writing board, and I'm gonna add a little something to it. And I think that for this one, I am gonna add this stamp. I got this stamp a while back in Hobby Lobby, I believe, and at that time it was $2.29. I'm not sure if that's still the case, but I know a lot of things have gone up in price. So I'm not sure if that's something that has happened for this one. But anyways, so there's a little bit of a green tone here. So for this one, I'm going to be using the VersaFine Clair pigment ink. And it's a permanent ink. I really enjoy this one. It doesn't smear as much as you would think it does. I believe this, I got it on a clearance haul, either from Michael's or Hobby Lobby a while back as well. So. And so I do something like this, and we're just going to add one little something here, just to give it a little something. And that's it. All right. And on the other side, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to add a little bit of stencil in on that one. And with that, we'll be doing this. I have my little stencil book here. And this stencil book, I made it back a while back, and it was just for organizing my stencils. They were taking a little bit too much of space. So I do want a stencil that's not too quote unquote girly or frilly, but I still want it to look pretty. So whatever that means, right? Actually, I think this one would be a good one for that. So we're gonna do that. And then I'm just gonna find the spot where I want it to be, and then I am going to grab my Tim Holtz Distress ink pad and just go for the, I think this is Vintage Photo. It might be the ground, no, this is Vintage Photo. So we're going to be using the Vintage Photo with our little blender thing, and you just kind of tap it onto the ink, and then what I usually do is I have like an extra piece of paper and I kind of dab that because I don't like how that looks sometimes, and this is just like a personal thing. I don't like how that looks. And now that we did that, now we're gonna blend. You want to be gentle when you're blending because sometimes you could fold your stencil. And then voila, we have a cool little focal look with stencil. And I don't want to stop there, so I am going to add some more on the opposite side. And no new ink, just the same one. And there we go. So here we are. And my stencil moved around, so there's a little overlay on the color. I don't really mind it, but if that's something that you feel you might mind on your end, is make sure to hold it down as much as possible. Don't like slip as much, or you could also stencil prior to sewing in your signatures into your book. So for this one, I am going to stencil all of this, and then I'm going to stamp some stuff over it. I don't know if you remember. You might or may not. I feel like a lot of the people that watch me are in my same age group. I don't even know if you remember back in like 2006, 2000, I want to say 2000, between 2004 and 2006. I remember having a lot of shirts that had like magazine, and it was like collaged magazines and stuff like that with clusters and stamps and all that. I love doing that type of art on this. So that's something that we're going to be doing. We're going to add some stencils, and then after the stencils, we're going to do some stamping over it, and we'll see how it looks. Another thing that you could possibly do is add a little bit of gesso, and that'll give the page a little more sturdiness, I guess would be the word. It won't be as like frilly as it is now, because newspaper usually tends to be very easy to tear and stuff like that. So that could be something that you could do. I am not going to do that right now. I might gesso later on, or even like a little bit of color later on. But right now we're just going to be doing stenciling and stems. And we're going to go through my stencils and pick out a stencil that we think would look good for our background. And this one. We're gonna do this one or this one. No, you know what? We'll do this one. I like how that one looks more. We have our stencil that we're going to be using, and what I'm going to do is I'm not necessarily going to go all through it. I'm going to like stencil out areas, and with this one I'm actually going to be using both the hickory smoke, which is a little like a grayish dark gray color, and for the other part I'm going to be using the green shade lane. So And actually, let me grab the dobber for the green one. Okay, so our daubers. And we're gonna go dab, dab, dab. And then we're gonna dab it again. And now we're just gonna gently go in there and just. And this is what we ended up with the gray. And now we're gonna add a little bit of the green. So we're gonna dab, 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 dab. And then we'll dab, dab. And we're gonna angle it in different ways. So right here. Okay. And then this is where we're at now. So now we're just gonna stamp some of my Tim Holtz. I just recently got this. I'm so excited to play with it. I bought it on Amazon, the Prime Day Amazon. And if you know, Tim Holtz tends to be a little bit more expensive. But I got it at a good price, so I'm excited to play with it. And I am first gonna use this one because I think it goes well with the theming we have going on. And I have my little acrylic block. I'm just gonna adhere it to that. And for the stamping, I'm gonna actually go a little darker. So I'm gonna be using the black soot. And so sometimes what you do want to do is kind of prime, especially when your stamps are new. You sometimes want to prime them. What that means is kind of try it out and make sure that the color is grabbing on right. Because sometimes it doesn't grab right for some reason. And again, stamping is probably one of those things that you could probably do before you sew. Like a smart person would probably do that before. I, on the other hand, drum at my own beat, so here I am, stenciling and stamping after. It works out though. And basically what you're doing is you're collaging with stamps and stencils. You're creating like a master board with stamps and stencils. So I want to put some color there, and this is not gonna let me, so we're gonna grab it and we're gonna do this. Okay. And now we'll add some more texture, and we'll do some of this right here. See how that one didn't stamp right. So there we go. And we've created a lot of texture in this one. Now what I want to do is I want to add some other stamps that are not textury but more like this and some of this, and then we'll play it by ear, see if that's enough for me, and if not, we'll keep going till we see what we want to see. And these have been used multiple times, so no need to prime these. Just go to town. Okay, and there we have it. So that's our, I think I'm gonna call that one it for that page. I might come in later and tone some of this down in another video with gesso, but for now I'm gonna let it sit where it's at and feel it out. So now we're gonna go on and move to different page and work on a different page now. So I feel like a cute little stamp would be good in this one. Right here or right here. Or like a going down in different, this little mustache stamp going down in like different angles. I think that would look really cute. But instead of doing it with black, I think we should do it with like the ground espresso, which is like a darker brown color. So remove some of that black and then go for the ground espresso. There you go. I think that looks cute. And since we did that with this one right here, we could possibly do stitch compass. And for this one, we'll do it in the lighter tone, which is the vintage photo. Actually, I ended up grabbing the ground espresso with it too, so we're just gonna go with it. Switching it over to the vintage photo, which is actually my favorite ink of the brown ones. I just like how it looks. We'll put a little stamp right here. And we're gonna do this one. Just a little postage stamp. And so like I messed up a little bit, right? And we don't necessarily like that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna overlay this and I'm gonna distress it all. Or not distress it, but I'm just gonna add some color for stencil. Not all over it, just kind of going across. Some areas I'll be lighter, and so I guess yeah, a lot, but all of it, but like with different intensities. So the middle I went a little darker, and I tried to lighten up on the sides. And because this still had a little bit of green on it, you could actually see double tones, which I thought that's like such a beautiful, happy accident. And that's down on this one. And let's see what we have over here that we could stamp on. One of these. I really enjoy using this one up here, but I think I should use a different one for this one. Should use this one, and then we'll build on it if we need to. It's so pretty. I wanted to say that that's it because I'm actually going to add a piece of scrap or either an index card or something right here so that you could journal. And you could technically journal over it. That's why I don't cover all of them. You could journal or do further embellishing on your own. So I usually try to leave room for the journal holder to always have like room to play with and explore their journals. Let me just make sure that I am in frame, and for that I have to tippy toe a little bit and stand up. This one we could add a flower. Let's go with the daisy or the sunflower. I feel like those are such neutral flowers to like. So I actually ended up caving and buying a mic. Let me know how it's sounding on your end. It's clear, or my neighbor's dogs are barking right now. I'm wondering if you could catch that, or if that muffles it out a little bit. If that takes care of the background noise too, because sometimes I have the AC going, but sometimes it comes on in the background. That's so cute. And we'll keep going. And my laundry just went off, so I'll be right back and we'll continue this. Okay, we're back again. And we're still looking for new places to stencil in and stamp. We'll use one of these. I think we're going to be using this one. So. And there we go. So now we have our stencil on that one. And I actually want to shade this area. So all we're going to do is with the same ink we have on our dobber thing or blender, we're just going to shade that. Same on the opposite side. And there we go. I think a stamp on this one would look cool too. So we're going to stamp something right here. I think we'll do some of these. So we'll do the big bend, and then we'll figure out another one. So, or another two to do like a little cluster of stamps there. And I'm going to be using the black soot, which is the black color. And there we go. All right. So we have that little stamp cluster there. Super cute. And we keep going. So here. And this is very, very white, right? So we want to tone that down a little bit. And we're going to do that with some stenciling and some shading with our blender. So I'm gonna shade some first. So I'm gonna shade some down here. I am going to shade, and I guess this is also called distressing. So we're gonna distress it a little bit, enhance the tear right here. And we're going to be using our stencils. And gonna add some little bubbles or circles, and that just looks a whole lot better from my perspective. The white works too. I just like the added kind of feel. I feel like it when your journal looks cute and like pretty and there's all this interactive stuff in it. I feel like it invites you more to actually journal in your junk journal. Um, that's why I like doing a lot of different things. I don't necessarily like keeping to one certain thing. Um, as far as like either just paper or just stenciling, just envelopes. Like I like integrating all the things that I've learned throughout my journaling career into my journal. I just think that that works very well and it makes them look really pretty. So on this one, I think it's one of those that I might have cleaned off my one of my stamps, and I'm not gonna leave it just looking dirty. It kind of like you can see it's a stamp, but you can't really see it. So I am going to enhance the dirtiness and add some stamps. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to add some of these daisy flowers with the vintage photo. So one, and then two, and then we'll just add some right here, like so. And then I'm going to get the mustache stamp and use the espresso color, and we're gonna just one and two. I think that looks beautiful. And I also want to kind of shade in some of this, and I am going to be using the vintage photo. This gives it a little more depth. And just like any art, like your perspective is what matters. You're doing most of these journals for yourself, so it don't get stuck on it not looking exactly like mine or exactly how the inspiration that you're basing yourself off. Always try to keep it like when you're making your journal and adding embellishing and all that. Always stay true to what your art is, because this is an art form. This is something that you're making from scratch, and sometimes scribbles is enough, sometimes stamps is enough, sometimes no shading isn't needed or no distressing is needed, and sometimes it is, and sometimes it doesn't quite look exactly how you want it in your mind, but it's still uniquely beautiful, and that's okay. So let's keep going. And we are on our third signature here, and I think I'm actually gonna be dividing this into two as well, just because I don't want it to take too long. So I am going to stop at the half point of this signature, which is right here, and then we'll continue on a different video. So let's add some stamps. I think for this one I'm gonna add some of the Tim Holtz stamps, and I'm gonna use this one and or this one. Actually, I'm going to use this one for that. I think it'll look cool. And I'm actually going to use the brown, the vintage brown on it, just because I think the brown and the orange with the yellows, it's going to look really good. Look at how cool that looks. There. We're going to do it again right here. And there we go. And so the ink got on my thumb a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're going to like add some stenciling on there to cover up my thumbprint. Make it look a little more intentional. Let me wipe down some of this stuff and get rid of some of the clutter on my desk because it's starting to overwhelm me a little bit. And usually stamping tends to do that to me because I start pulling out all the stamps and all the stencils and then I just leave them laying about and it gets a little overwhelming for me. So let me clean that up and then I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. So I kind of reeled it in a little bit. It'll probably get like that again, so we'll see. Okay, we're just gonna add some stencils. I'm gonna add stencil right here, some stencil here, and we'll see if I wanna add more from there. But and right here. And there we go. Yeah, no, that's enough. And while I was cleaning up, I saw this happy accident, so that took care of that side. And we'll just keep going. We could enhance this a little bit, and I kind of want to play off of the stencil we have out now. So we're just going to put it on the corners here and stencil. Again on this side as well. That's perfect. I think I might add a sticker or something right here later. For now, I'm going to leave it like that. I have a stamp that would look good here, so let me grab it. I got these at Michael's, and they come with a few different ones. I got them like 3 years ago, so it's been a while. And we're gonna put it right there. And I'm going to adjust lighting. The sun is starting to go down, so it's going to start getting a little darker in my room. So let me go ahead and set up the lights, turn on the lights and stuff like that. I'll be right back. Okay, so we're back. And I'm going to keep on. Okay. And I migrated over to the next page, which is okay. We're gonna add some stamps. Okay. And I do want to add different stencil to it. And I think I have the perfect one. Just this one. And we'll do it with the darker of the browns, which is the espresso. Just gonna dab it. Dab. And we're gonna go in there and just not think about it too much, just go to town. And a little more stamping. But I am going to add this to get stamped. The fabric, the lace that I added is not letting it stamp quite right. But that's okay because we could just adjust it in different ways. It's a cluster anyways, or like a masterboard situation, so don't get too worried if it's not like looking how you thought it was going to look. And on this page, we're just gonna leave it as is. So with that being said, we're at the middle. I will do the second part of the video, probably record it in a little bit as well, if not later on today. And then I'll be posting this video by today, Monday, so you'll have the second part on Tuesday. If you are liking what you're seeing, go ahead and give me a big thumbs up. If you are finding value in my content, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell and let a friend know that you're here, that we're here. That way we could grow this YouTube channel together. I hope you guys have an awesome Monday and had an awesome Monday. And I hope your week is as cool as you all are. And with that being said, it's a wrap. Bye.
Well, that's it. I really hope you enjoyed it. We had a ball making it.